In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to, a simple way to really begin to embody your feminine magnetism, to embody your feminine energy, not from a performative way and not from a way that is conditioned, but from a way that is actually energetically congruent. So the first thing that I would say is that to really embody your feminine, you need to have a strong internalized masculine, the part of you that knows how to set healthy boundaries, to advocate for yourself, to unlearn all of the patterns that led you to self-abandon or allow other people to violate your boundaries. And having this strong internal masculine, the one that's going to back you up, the one that's going to say no, it's going to lead you to be able to have that safety from within to what's the word, like to ooze. So your femininity is just who you are. It's who you be. It's your essence that speaks before you do, because you're coming from a deep space of healing, like a deep space of um wholeness. There's a solidity that allows your safety to discern how to operate in different situations, which means that when you are engaging with people, you're actually engaging with people that allows you to be soft, allows you to be present, allows you to be unguarded. So I want to talk about what we call feminine energy. And what a lot of what we talk about as feminine energy is actually conditioned patterns of behavior versus true feminine embodiment. And I've just hit the nail on the head from the very beginning by saying to you that contrary to what a lot of people who are talking about feminine embodiment are, they're really talking about um how do we heal from our distorted masculine template, which is where we had to protect ourselves, where we're coming from a nervous system that has a lot of survival energy and a lot of survival patterns that keeps us tense and guarded. Um, so let's look and let's unpack what I'm trying to say. So in this video, I'm talking purely about one aspect of feminine embodiment, and that is softness. Like the feminine is soft. But what does that really look like? And what does that really mean? So when we've learned to be soft from a conditioned narrative, that usually looks like self-abandonment. It usually looks like being understanding when you're hurt. And guess what? For the women out there that are wanting to be chosen or to actually build intimate partnerships with men that you can have fully authentic, committed, open, conscious partnership with, they're not looking for women that betray themselves, that self-abandon themselves. They're looking for women who have standards and boundaries. And that is soft. Having that softness to be able to express your needs and to be vulnerable in a way that is open, where you're regulated in your nervous system. That is what feminine softness is. It's not something you can pretend. It's something you are. Like it's a frequency. So, question for you. When I think about being feminine and being soft, what is the frequency when I'm being of softness, when I'm open and honest and vulnerable, compared to when I'm being soft in a way that is appeasing, in a way that is laughing when a joke hurts to maintain your safety and your belonging, or to be understanding when you're hurt, or silent to keep the peace? What's the frequency? Notice. That's an actionable point that you can go away from this video and really put into your real life. Because once you shift and you stop moving from the conditioned softness to the embodied softness, you're going to see a huge difference. Another example of conditioned softness is over empathizing with people that hurt you, that are mistreating you. And so this isn't feminine softness. This is not feminine embodiment. This is a survival, a maladaptive pattern that is rooted in a time. Well, it's really appeasement dressed up as grace. And it really comes from a pattern where you internalized that love was conditional. And so you tolerate and tolerate and tolerate. But again, when you tolerate mistreatment, you're actually broadcasting a deep sense of self-violation, self-abandonment, and non-love. There is no softness. There's nothing feminine about allowing people to knowingly as well take advantage of you and take advantage of your kindness and your empathy. So for me, the way that I would describe true embodied feminine softness, and I just got the tremor of truth, is demonstrating a relaxed strength. It's emotional openness without self-abandonment. It's the ability to express your needs, express your desires from a deep place of being vulnerable, open to being vulnerable. So that requires transparency. But that vulnerability comes with a high level of emotional intelligence. So the journey to feminine softness is one of evolution. It's an evolution of letting down our guards, learning to set healthy boundaries, learning what feels good for us and what doesn't, having a strong internal masculine that is going to speak on your behalf so that your internal feminine can be playful, can be soft, can be discerning, can magnetize situations that are correct for her, and doesn't create all these stories when she meets situations that are not aligned. She just says, okay, and moves on. I think an embodied feminine is warm. She's present. So she's interested. She's, asking questions. But again, this is from a place of openness. It's a frequency. And finally, she is tender. Tender that doesn't override her own truth, and compassionate in a way that doesn't override or overtake your own needs. So again, a lot of this is about learning to remove the patterns that led to self-abandonment, and to reclaim that openness from a place of sovereignty. And it's a frequency. So what do we see when we see a woman really embodying her divine feminine? She is able to communicate and articulate and hold other people's discomfort without collapse. That's another really important thing. But she doesn't go quiet to keep the peace. She doesn't smooth things over to stay loved. And she allows emotional expression without manipulation, without negotiating her worth. So in the comments, let me know which elements you feel you resonate with the most, what you struggle with, where do you feel you're moving from conditioned femininity versus the frequency and the embodiment of the divine feminine, which is a woman who actually embodies the full expression of all of the core feminine archetypes in a way that is that is balanced. So I'm Jessica Ann. This is the Magnetic Muse, and this episode is really exploring conditioned femininity when we look at this idea of being soft, and versus real feminine embodiment and what softness looks like and feels like and bees like when you're operating in that energy.